This is Rupert from RJ Blackwell's. Today we're going to be talking about fierce rifles, and we've got Jack from Raytrade, and he's come down to go through the range of fierce rifles that we've got on show here today, and go through the various options that they come in, and barrel lengths, calibers, action styles, stocks, and everything else, and give us a bit more detail on these rifles. These are a brand new rifle to the UK market. They've been here for a couple of years, but COVID again has somehow slowed things up a little bit, and maybe seeing these rifles in the marketplace. So Jack, tell me a bit more about these rifles.
Oh, glad to be here. These rifles are coming out of Utah in the US. The company Fierce is owned by John Mogul, who's been within the industry for about 17 years now. So he's and predominantly concentrating on hunting rifles. That's his passion, is going out and finding areas around the world, Alaska, plains of the US, and just finding the best things he can go shoot, and mainly at long range, which is what these are sort of partly.
He's an absolute purist then, basically, within the hunting.
Yeah, very much a purist. So he's very much go in, take all your kit in, walk in, get whatever you're looking for, and then walk out again. And that's the design behind these, is produce a rifle that is lightweight but also extremely accurate. So all Fierce rifles come out of the box half an OA guaranteed with premium ammunition.
Yeah.
They are, we've discussed before, they're incredibly lightweight. So this model here, which we've got set up, the base rifle is 5.5 pounds in weight. So that's the weight savings done there by having a carbon sleeved barrel on a match grade barrel, which is underneath. So they've taken a match grade barrel, turned it down, and then wrapped it in carbon to give it that stiffness and the lightness there, along with a titanium action, and then a carbon stock.
And I think on the camera, you might notice that there are some similarities here to another manufacturer, which is the Seiko style action. And Seiko is a very popular brand in the UK, but basically we took this rifle apart earlier on. We had a good look over it, and it's like a Seiko on steroids, effectively, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's all the refinements that you'd want out of your Seiko. I don't like dissing other brands, but over the years, especially on the 85 model, we've had a number of accuracy issues, and a lot of it's down to the bedding platform. But these guys, we stripped this apart, and that was one thing. I saw the Seiko actions, like, what's the bedding platform like, and it is absolutely superb.
Yeah. So what they've done is it's their own stock design. So they've taken basically a carbon monoblock, which is in here, starts sort of about here, up front of the action, and they made it to an incredibly tight tolerance. So as you found out, there is no wiggle room in when you put that block in.
There was no lateral movement in there. When you had to drop that action into the stock, it was like air fit tight, which obviously gives it a great foundation for accuracy. The other bit I also noticed is the trigger mechanism on the action. It looks similar to a Seiko, but it's not. You've got the option. What's the trigger pull weight?
So the triggers are made by Bix and Andy, and it goes from 1 pound to 3 pounds. So it's your sort of in your hunting range there. So if someone likes it a bit lighter, they can have a bit lighter. But I mean, personally, mine's set at about 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, sensible sort of stalking weight. If you've got cold fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the trigger there, and then the stock is a carbon fiber stock onto that bedding block. So incredibly stiff, incredibly lightweight, with a Monte Carlo cheek rest there.
Yeah, and actually one of the things with American stocks over the years, and that's one bit I've just noticed is with this rifle is I haven't got the biggest hands in the world, but sometimes I often find with a lot of American stocks and rifles, you've got very short, small grips. This is one aspect that you've got a nice grip where your hand can actually got a bit of space in it. If you've got slightly larger hands, your hands aren't getting pressed around the trigger blade.
Yeah, so exactly. So it's not very. It's sort of the right sort of density and thickness in and around the grip, and the palm swell isn't massive, so it's not pushing your wrist out, so that you can get everything in nice and comfortable, ready for taking those long range steady shots.
Going through it, obviously this has been threaded for a moderator.
Yeah.
We've got, is it a...
So it's threaded 5/8 by 24.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got coming down the barrel. So this rifle here is in 308.
Yeah.
So it's a 22-inch barrel. Most of the short actions are sort of about 22-inch. And then when you step up to the sort of the magnum calibers, the long actions, they're sort of 24 inches, 26 inches for the really big ones like 300 Win Mag and that sort of stuff.
And then we got down here. So this action is titanium. Obviously, with that obviously brings a price, and we'll go through the costings a bit later on. But that's where it takes a huge amount of machining to cut titanium. It's a massive machining exercise, and that's why it gives it a whole different feel when you pick up this rifle, doesn't it? It's like the balance of it is immense, especially with the carbon barrel. If you want to do like hill work or you just like carrying a lightweight rifle because you have to haul deer about and there's an extra few less pounds on your back makes a massive difference.
Oh, it does.
So just going through we've got some other models here, and we'll start down. Should we start this one?
Yeah. So this is the standard edge, which is the same thing. It's the Seiko style action, but it's a steel action with a match grade steel barrel, which they've then fluted again to reduce the weight on it. All metalwork on all the Fierces is all cerakoted just for that sort of wear and tear. You don't have any problems with rust and that going forward. Same style stock. It's the carbon monoblock on there with the carbon fiber stock as well. And this one's just been cerakoted and painted for the Kikuyu colours. And then going up, you've got sort of the in-between model, which is carbon barrel with a stainless action. The same systems going into it.
Yeah.
So it's just your steps up. So you've got your lightweight steel barrel for the purists.
Yeah.
Then you've got a steel action carbon barrel for people who want to reduce a bit of weight in there. And then you go up to the all singing, all dancing, which is your titanium action and your carbon wrap barrel.
Price points between some starting.
So this one here starts at 3,700.
Yeah.
And then you jump up to 4,500, and then you jump up another grand on top of that.
And I think what some people have to remember is that Seiko cost X, but it's similar to a Seiko, but you're into a custom rifle now, and it's built purely in-house by.
Yeah, everything's built in-house, and as you said, it's a custom rifle. So the barrels are hand-lapped. The actions are blueprinted.
Yeah.
It's bedded into the stock, and you've got a custom trigger as well. So a
carbon stock.
And a carbon stock. So you've got all those sort of things which people are looking for in custom rifles. There.
All delivered to you straight out, which I think actually suddenly becomes you can see the value in that quite dramatically.
Oh yeah, massively.
And I see it quite.
Yeah, and the value is that they're guaranteed sub half MOA 3-shot groups out of the box.
Yeah.
And they come with the target and the ammunition that rifle shot.
And I think the one bit we haven't really spoke about is mounts, and you've got tally mounts on.
Yes, so we've got tally mounts on this rifle here. Tally also do a steel rail for them as well.
So you can then basically put ones or tier ones. I mean, there's a pile out there.
Or tally themselves.
Or tally themselves to drop onto that, which gives quite a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
And the target shooting aspect. So calibers we've got.
Calibers we've got 22 250, 243, 65 Creedmoor, 65 PRC, 308. We've got 270 and 30-06 coming in the next month or so. Then we've got 300 PRC, 300 Win Mag, 338 Lepore, and weirdly 375 Holland and Holland.
Okay, right, okay. Because we all want a lightweight carbon 375 Holland, but I do get it, So there's those guys that do if they're doing mountain hunting or something, in Alaska or something like that, they're just having to walk a long way. I only want a bit of horsepower.
You've got it, yeah. So yeah, exactly. It's basically covering every caliber to cover your hunting through from your plains game all the way up to your big 5.
Well, I mean, magazine. The other factor is just quickly, when you're doing these videos, you have to remember everything. You can actually stick a standard Seiko magazine into the base of these. So if you don't have to buy a Fierce magazine, One of the things that on custom rifles that always annoys me actually is that a lot of them are like great big heavy duty box magazines that hang out below, but the Seiko mags are really nicely made, engineered. Yeah. They're staggered. They're a staggered box, and you can literally just walk into any dealer across the country and grab one of these.
Yeah, and the benefit
magazines.
is the benefit of the Seiko is you can actually top load.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you don't even have to take it out and go that way.
Yeah. Massive advantage. This is obviously been from Raytrade. We've got a Spartan bipod on this, which sort of obviously suits the rifle.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to go down the lightweight route. There's no point sticking a sort of 2-pound Harris on there.
No. The idea about this was to create a nice, really nice lightweight rifle for basically stalking. So we've got the Spartan Pro tack on there.
Yeah.
Nice lightweight rifle.
This is my favourite model out of Spartan actually.
It's my favourite as well.
Because it folds up into a really neat package, but also the legs, you can control the legs by just pressing the button at the front here, and they sort of click up and they click down, and it's rigid. It's a slightly stronger chassis, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's the development they've gone through the years. I mean, I personally prefer these ones purely because I can never get my head around the twist lock, but that's...
If it's wet, do you know what I mean? You're in a rush, you can just press that, hold it, boom, boom, it's up and...
Yeah, exactly. And then on top, we've actually got a fixed power 7.5 by 50 GPO optic on there, which is illuminated.
This is a new scope, actually.
This is a very new scope. This is a one which we've been toying around with GPO. Both us in Britain and the Germans love fixed powers. So obviously the Schmidt & Bender 8x56,
yeah,
which is sort of
we all had one probably in
somewhere along the lines, but we wanted to find something that was a bit more lightweight, a bit more compact, and just go with it. And actually it's had a huge following. It's only the RRP on it's only £400, but the clarity in the last light on it is spectacular.
No, I've even started stocking a couple myself, because I do think if you want a simple, reliable, solid scope, there's not really much else in the marketplace to compete with that at the moment. Not with Illuminator as well.
No.
You've got a big rear objective, so that'll help to transfer light to your eye. So
yeah, it's all there, and that's exactly what it's all been designed to do. Is just make sure that you can go right to the last light to get that perfect shot.
Well, Jack, I'd like to say thank you ever so much for...
No, thank you very much, Rupert. It's my pleasure for coming down.
If you have any queries, please don't hesitate to contact me, or obviously have a look at the Raytrade website and go through them.
Yep.